Hey guys, welcome to Who Gives a Shit, the show that asks the most important question.
Who gives a shit?
So CJ, heard you had a rough week, buddy. It's been a little... how high are you right now?
I mean, I'm not too bad right now. I just popped a Valium before the podcast because, that might lead to some funny things, but I had to get the narco out of the way beforehand because that'll knock you the fuck out, and you don't want me snoring in the middle of the show,
So you just had surgery on your foot, right? And
it's weird because a lot of my old pains are coming back all at once, and it's kind of like the ghost of Christmas past, except they're all like fuck you, and I got my knee pain coming back and fucking parts of my left leg that have never even hurt before just have now activated, so I'm all kinds of fucked up. So thank God for the opioid crisis.
Yeah, no shit, right? So they gave you Valium for this thing? They don't want to give you the hard shit, just go straight to oxys?
Well, I have a Norco. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but the Valium is for when I'm in a lot of pain, my muscles tend to tense up, and it makes it like 100% worse. So the Valium is just to relax the muscles, when the narco will just sweep the pain away. And I've been trying to shit all day unsuccessfully. I imagine when I finally do, it's gonna be like a Tom Brady size football, but
weird side note, anecdotally, some old hippies told me back in the day that Valium will stop you from having a bad trip. And anecdotally, it holds up, actually. There's something about it that kills the anxiety of going on a weird fucking psychedelic trip that this shit works with. I don't know how it works, but enough people told me that it does that I'm inclined to believe them. And it's a little side note right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. The next time I get drunk at a roulette table and I just have my whole check there, I'm gonna pop a Valium because I've never felt more relaxed than I do right now. So,
damn. Quick little check-in. So, some of the things that we've been talking about on the show popped up in the news again. It kind of became a little relevant. I wanted to do a quick little recap. So, I guess we're double dipping. Okay. So, if you remember, I talked about on an Inconvenient Penis about Dr. Swan and her weird dick measuring proclivities. She went on Joe Rogan's podcast and whooped out her fucking gooch measuring calipers. And it was fucking weird, man. It's like seeing grandma creep on some meathead or something like that. I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at. And she really didn't get into her book and all the shit that she's prescribing for life. But I did find a town hall of her doing all this type of shit. And Joe Rogan is just listening to like, oh yeah. You measure taints. Okay. Taints, gooches. We're okay. We're all good. It's fucking weird.
Now, did at any point in the podcast, did they concur that doing DMT gives you a bigger penis?
I am almost certain they did. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
All right, good.
Okay. Also, we had talked about gender reveal parties and how fucking stupid they are. All right. So there's a gender reveal party that went just all fucked up, man. In New Hampshire, a guy did a gender reveal party and did this in a stone quarry with 80 pounds of tannerite and blew this shit the fuck up. and it caused like a miniature earthquake and cracked people's foundations, and it fucked up the piping to the point where the water supply is all fucked up.
Oh, dude, I heard about that. There was a girl who was tweeting, and she had a picture, and her water was like piss gold because of this shit.
Yeah, it's funny when that happens. There's a name for the effect, like right when you talk about something or right when you learn something, you notice it again. You know, we talk about some of this shit, and it's like, well, I mean, this shit is fucking ridiculous. People should stop, or people, no one should care. And then it's like, well, yeah, this is what you get. Should have listened to the podcast.
Well, we got a little bit of revisiting today. I don't know who's going first, but we probably should get into some issues.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, go for it, CJ. What's the first thing you want to talk about Bitman?
So, I would like to play our favorite game, Guess That Outlet. Now, this one, it's an unusual one, because it's not a political story. And
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. It's from a sports publication.
Okay.
That's not ESPN.
Well, shit. Okay. Well, what's the headline?
So the headline is YouTuber Jake Paul set to fight Mayweather late June.
God, and it's not ESPN. I can't even think. I can't even think of another sports outlet other than like Sports Illustrated or something like that. I guess I'm gonna have to go with that, Sports Illustrated.
It's actually called Sports Bleacher, which I was a little bit surprised that they even reported on this.
Yeah.
Because I do read them a little bit, and normally they do like high school type sports, like local type shit. But for whatever reason, they decided to report on this joke of a fight. Now, I couldn't tell you who gives a shit for this one, Adam, because
I don't know either. I really don't know who gives a shit about this. Now, if you had asked me just dry the headline with nothing else, I would have said something like Business Insider or something like that, because that's the only thing that for me is interesting about it at all, is that there is so much money involved with this shit. Because I don't understand, why would anyone want to watch something like this? Okay, let me think about this. All right, so is it Jake Paul or Logan Paul that's fighting? Logan?
It's Jake. This one.
It's Jake. Okay, well, so you got these guys, got famous off of Vine, and then made a bunch of money on YouTube, and are living the never-ending white boy summer. And I could see why people would want to see this dude get knocked the fuck out by Mayweather. And I can see why people would think that because this guy's bigger that Mayweather is going to get like handled by him, and they're going to say that size matters. But Mayweather's like one of the most superior technical boxers ever. He's in contention, in contestancy with the greatest of all time. This guy's like so untouchable. And who watches this shit?
I mean, Mayweather's awesome, but like, who would pay $100?
It's $100 fucking dollars.
It's $110 for a fight that might last a round.
You can buy a fucking porterhouse the size of a toilet seat with $100. Why the fuck would you want to watch this whack ass fight? Just watch the highlights afterwards and find a bootleg or something like that.
It's gonna be a 30-minute fight, so in this case, the highlight will be the whole fucking fight, because it's literally a YouTuber versus the greatest alive of all time.
I know that he'd been working at getting there. Like, didn't he just beat some dude that's like barely a boxer or something?
He beat he beat Ben Askren, who was a UFC fighter, but he'd been a washed up piece of shit for about 7 years now.
Oh, Captain
so that doesn't
Dadbod?
really mean anything. Yeah.
Like looking like yeah. I remember seeing this shit because he's like at the fucking weigh-in, just just looking bad, man. Like, fuck.
I mean, I happened to watch the fight at the poker game that I was at just because it was on, and it was literally a bitch slap, man. That's all it took for this guy to go down.
I'm sure he got paid.
Barely connect. Yeah, he got $500,000 for that embarrassment, but
damn. Everyone's got their price. I take $500,000 for that. That's worth my time.
What was worse is they had fucking Pete Davidson as the commentator. That made me want to kill myself. I almost did. I almost rolled right out of the fucking window of the apartment building. But
Pete Davidson had the opportunity to live some greatness, but he fucking bitched out, man. He talked a little bit of shit about Dan Crenshaw and immediately came out and ate crow and apologized. No, he should have leaned into that shit. Be like, the dude looks funny. He does. He looks like a fucking Bond villain. Fuck that guy. This guy's a total political tool. He used to be awesome, but now he's a politician. Fuck him. That's all he had to do. But no, had to let Crenshaw on the show.
It's like
suck his dick.
It's like weed, man. My dad died in 9/11, dude. I used to fuck Ariana Grande. Isn't that cool? Weed.
Yeah. And his eyes are all fucking black all the time, like he's Beetlejuice or something.
Like, if I was going to tell you not to do shrooms, he would be the poster boy to stay away from psychedelics, okay? Because that guy is just not funny. He never said anything funny in his life. And he quite possibly might be the worst thing to come out of 9/11. And that's saying a lot.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, CJ. Oh, fuck me, dude. Man, my ears are hot.
But yeah, it's just gonna be a repeat of that bullshit, and I'm honestly asking, who gives a shit? Now, if you give a shit, I would like you to call our number, call our voicemail, and tell us why you give a shit.
Yeah, if you bought that pay-per-view, I want to know why. Call us at 281-747-6015. Leave us a voicemail. Tell us to fuck off. Tell us whatever. But I want to know why the hell you paid for that. I really do. Man, and this shit's gonna be whack as fuck. Like, is there any doubt about that this is going to be some of the lamest shit? Mayweather fights are never all that entertaining to particularly look at either, because the guy wears people out. He's not like knocking people out like Mike Tyson.
Now, there was one highlight, and this is the only positive thing I'll say about the first original fight. It's after Ben Askren got bitch slapped by that Jake Paul dude, Snoop Dogg said he got knocked the fuck out.
Oh,
I thought that was pretty funny.
Friday, fantastic movie. Man.
That being said, I wouldn't pay $100 to hear Snoop Dogg quote Friday.
Yeah.
But,
I wouldn't watch this if it was free. Like, if it was free on YouTube, I still wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't care. I'd catch a highlight later, and I might catch it as people talking about it if there's anything entertaining about it. But like, who does care? And like, I don't know. I can't really think of a time. The last time I think I was excited about a boxing match was Mayweather and Pacquiao. And
I'll be honest, when Tyson came back to fight Roy Jones, I was pretty hyped about that shit.
I figured it wasn't gonna be. I mean, it's two old ass men. Now Tyson.
Well, it was a fantastic fight. It was just because boxing is rigged to the betting lines, they ruled it a draw. But it was obviously Tyson won the fight, and you can tell just from the after fight interviews because Jones is out of breath and shit, and Tyson is just talking like it's Sunday brunch, like he doesn't even feel it. So it was a great fight to watch, but it was just judged improperly.
Huh. Yeah. What? So this is an exhibition fight, right? If I'm to understand this right, people don't usually take action on exhibition fights, right?
Right, yeah.
So is anybody you know taking action on this fight?
Well, the people at the poker game bet that, and this was probably the most entertaining part of the fight. They all bet on the Ben Askren guy to win because they said that Jake Paul was a bitch ass white boy and he was going to get knocked out. Now, even though that didn't happen, I do think the description of bitch ass white boy is pretty accurate.
Yeah, that is very accurate. Very accurate indeed. But what about this fight? So is anybody you know taking action on the Mayweather Paul fight? If anything, I would say that there'd be action on whether or not it's even gonna fucking happen. Because I like there's something about me that thinks that they might do some drama at the last fucking minute and back out of it or something. I don't know. You're dealing with some weird fucking people that have some odd fucking egos.
Well, if Mayweather loses, it's gonna be because he takes a dive. Now, I'm with you, Adam. I don't even think this fight is gonna happen because it's not even worth for Mayweather to get out of bed. But we'll see.
Well, speaking of things that are probably not going to happen, let's talk about my topic that I'm bringing in. So, this is I don't even know how to properly lead this one in. All right, you got Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right, you know who this chick is?
Never heard of her.
She was in that QAnon documentary, and she is in the House of Representatives. She was the one that said those California wildfires were started by Jewish space lasers.
Oh, now I know her. Yeah, that chick is hilarious.
Yeah, she is funny. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So she was saying that she wanted to debate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez about the Green New Deal. And, and so, but Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said that she didn't directly say it, but she said, read the bill. And so this, Green is saying that once she reads the 14 pages of this bill, she wants to have a debate. And, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez didn't just outright say no. And so there's this buzz around this going oh, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Of course, fucking not. But it would be absolutely
I would argue, can this Jewish space laser lady, can she even read?
I mean, only if it's InfoWars.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm sure she thinks she's reading, but really she's deciphering Jewish propaganda or something. That's probably what she thinks she's doing.
Dude, I don't know if you caught the part, there's a little part in that QAnon documentary where she talks about how the reptilians inside the earth are Jewish. Now, I am...
What the actual
I've heard of
fuck?
Yeah, I've heard of the reptilian theory, but I never knew that they had yarmulkes this whole time. I was
I've heard of the Hollow
unaware.
Earth theory. I've heard of the reptilian theory, and I've heard about like the Jewish Illuminati rule on the planet, but I've never heard it all smooshed together in one thing. That must have been something that got thrown out there, and then I just had to laugh and moved on. Because there's some things that are just so ridiculous that I'm just
What was funny about it is she was listing it with the conspiracies that she believes. And she tried to roll past Jewish reptilian hollow earth. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're just gonna roll past that and like it's nothing? Like that could be a whole season of SNL if they were funny.
Oh shit! And this chick is in the House of Representatives, and
yeah, man.
And like, there's no reason for AOC to debate this chick because it would just be a complete shit show. One, this chick is really good at making people think she's smart about shit. I'm not saying that she's not capable of really getting a point across, but it's not like this chick is like in-depthly educated and understands the major interplay of all the bigger pieces. And she's a talking head. That's her job. That's what she got elected for. But both of these chicks have the fucking crazy eyes. They have the crazy eyes from hell. And it would be very entertaining to see these chicks like gaze at each other with their insanity.
Oh, I would love it, dude. And I think you guys should do it just because it would be funny. Because really, nobody respects either of you at all. I mean, I might respect AOC a bit more because she has nice tits, but they're both pretty dumb. So you're not getting any respect, really. So I think you should do this debate just for the entertainment value.
Yeah, and AOC ended up being a fucking shill anyway. She wanted to say about how progressive she was, but then she ended up crawfishing on all the corporate agenda and not wielding any power. And just basically at the very beginning caused a lot of smoke and then kind of got in line and started playing the game. And I'm like, oh, another one of these. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah. I kind of figured that was going to happen. Something told me she didn't want to go back to being a bartender.
Yeah, no shit, right? And she's like when she first got elected, she's like streaming her empty apartment, like assembling an IKEA desk or something, going like, "Isn't this great, guys?"
I'm telling you though, man, if she didn't have a horse face, she would be like a solid 7.
She doesn't look bad, in my opinion. She really doesn't, except for the crazy eyes. Like I couldn't look at her dead in the eyes because I would just be like the fear would hit me. I'd be like, "Oh my god, this bitch is about to fucking stab me" or something like it.
The horse face is what gets me. She reminds me of an unlockable on Red Dead Redemption. That's why I can't get behind her. But she does have some nice tits, though.
Yeah, no shit. But and this green chick, like, I don't know a whole lot about her other than like little snippets here and there. And it's so balls out insane that it just brings a smile to my face. It really gives me hope that if someone that insane and that crazy is able to get into the House of Representatives, there's something for everyone out there. If you're willing to reach out and go for it, grab it. But fuck, she's from California too. The Q truther stuff is so funny, and she's so inconsistent with the crazy shit that she believes in. It's like whatever the fuck she reads for the day and whatever the hell insane group she's in, that's her truth.
Well, listen, lady, if you ever want to make a movie about the Jewish reptilians that live inside the planet, you can contact me at Crippled Jesus on Twitter, and we'll work out a script.
Dude, you wrote me in on that. You could throw in some musical numbers. It'd be so amazing. It'd be like the producers, only about Jewish reptilians instead of Hitler. It'd be amazing.
I mean, it's so ridiculous, and I could probably get Mel Brooks breasting, to be honest with you. I mean, he would probably love it just by the sound of it.
You'd have to. It's so balls out insane. It's sad that they're not going to follow through with this. Like, I know they're not going to follow through with this, and people are hyping them up. They're like, come on, please. Like, this is one of the ones where I kind of do want to see this. I'm not going to sit through the whole fucking thing, but if they had it live, I'd sit there and have it on the side, and I'd definitely watch some shit about the dumbass shit that these people are going to say, because you know that they're going to fucking... How the hell can you stay on topic when you got people that are talking about such different shit? Like, you have one chick that's going to pull shit towards insanity, and you got another chick that's going to pull shit towards a different direction of insanity, and none of it's going to make any sense. And it would be a political spectacle. It'd be so great. And then the whole world gets to laugh at us. And we all have a good time. It's going to be awesome. But I don't know. I have no hope for it. But, you know, sometimes dreams can come true.
Listen, you people call yourselves public servants all the damn time, okay? So if you two broads really want to serve the public, this is what you have to do.
Yeah, you definitely do. Well, let's get out of talking about topics for a second and get into your favorite segment. And that is To Catch a Redditor.
Catch a Redditor.
So let's do one about the AOC debate that might happen. Posted in r/AskALiberal. This is not math. Warren Democrat posts. Do you have a source that says AOC will actually do this? Everyone seems to want to challenge her to debates. Ben Shapiro kept trying to get her to do it, and she never took the bait. And good on her. If people want to debate her, they can run for office in her district and poll above a certain level. Otherwise, she doesn't owe them anything. That one's good because they're like, oh, this chick right here, look, she is a progressive queen that's up on this pedestal. Okay, look, you have to run against office and poll at a certain level if you even want to talk to her. Okay.
I mean, I think if anybody had the right to be a political celebrity, it's this woman. I gotta be honest, she's my favorite liberal just because 2 pages of her bill are about cow farts. And that alone is very, very funny. So keep up what you're doing, AOC. Don't ever stop.
Yeah, a quick side note. I had to record the To Catch a Redditor ones myself on it for scheduling issues, but let's keep on going with the thing. So this should be, speaking of Ben Shapiro in the previous one, this one's about Ben Shapiro, which is something you'll be talking about later. Posted in r/cringe. Cringemon77 posts. Also, Ben Shapiro, while decrying companies for being political, is literally advocating for you to shop at Home Depot based on their politics. Solid point. It is.
Yeah, and it's really why I brought what I brought in today. I can't wait to present it to you guys.
But people couldn't stop talking about Ben Shapiro. There's more. So let's continue on with some more Ben Shapiro. Also posted in r/cringe. Rogue Op posts. People don't go to Home Depot because of politics. They go there because there aren't any local hardware stores anymore. And then he buys a section of 1x10 Poplar, the C-average student of Cabinet Woods. Uncreative Team also posts, as someone who's worked with Poplar before, it's one of the cheapest woods available. It's no frills, pretty strong, not too heavy, but usually really ugly. Motherfucker probably just went with the cheapest board he could lift with his little boy arms. He is a pretty small guy. And they didn't go the direction I thought they were going, you know. It's so cheap, and then the guy's also Jewish. There's an easy joke in there. But I don't know, maybe they're scared that that Reddit's going to come down on him for saying some shit like that.
You think he would know how to handle a hammer and nail given what his people did to Jesus Christ, but, you know.
Oh! Jesus.
I'm getting canceled for that one.
No. If anything, you're going to just have Christian people mad at you going like, it was the Romans that did it. The Jews just egged them on. The Jews never built anything. Okay. So here's one about the Mayweather fight here. Posted in r/sports. Space Ocean 99. This is why no one likes boxing anymore. It's purely about PPV money. It's become closer to a dance-off than a boxing match. DC10 Kenji also posts, genius, lol. Marketing can spin shit into gold these days, and morons will make millions more for these dopes. It is good.
Yeah.
They do.
That's the first time I'm ever going to say. That's the first time I read something on Reddit that is 100% correct. So, congratulations.
First time for everything. Let's get into, here's one about the last topic that I'm going to bring in about environmental racism. Posted on r/social justice 101. Posted by Bookish Gazelle. Police killings are not, by far, the only way that racism leads to higher black and brown body counts. Subsequent research conducted by Congress's General Accounting Office found the claim of environmental racism legitimate. Fully 3 out of 4 toxic waste dumps in the Southeast are located in black communities. Another study released in 2007 showed that not only was race still the single greatest determining factor in the location of toxic landfills, income was second, but that environmental racism had actually worsened over 20 years since that initial study. Also posted by Fempire Shill, the other side of this is that you get rich white liberals riding private jets to tell poor black women to stop eating their houses. SMH. So, environmental racism.
I'm a little confused on that one, buddy. Is that like when a Klan meeting recycles? Is that what environmental racism is?
Well, it's when all the white supremacist patriarchal capitalists have their meetings and they're like, look, we have these waste dumps and we have to put them around black and brown people. Like that's just what we're doing, you know, and then they decide where they're going to put these things to maximize the amount of damage to black and brown people. That's what's happening.
All right. Well, I thought that the owners of most of these companies were Chinese, but I guess I could be wrong.
Yeah, it sure can feel that way sometimes. But let's get out of To Catch a Redditor. So what's the last topic you brought in for this week, CJ?
All right, our hero, Ben Shapiro. So this has to do a lot with, I really bought this in because I wanted to make fun of how cringe Ben Shapiro is. But it is also a tag-along about the Georgia voting bill that he brought in last week.
Yeah.
So as a result of this bill, a lot of companies have decided to not manufacture in Georgia, not produce in Georgia, and just move out of Georgia, stay away from Georgia. And there's one plywood company that had not, and I think you mentioned the name of it. It just slipped my head because of these narcotics, but whatever it's called. They decided not to cancel their operations in Georgia, and they're still chopping down trees in the Georgia woods, and a lot of liberals are mad about this, and Ben Shapiro loves to own the libs. And,
always. Everything he does owns the libs.
Everything is owning the libs. And what more would end communism and make Karl Marx turn in his grave than if Ben Shapiro himself went to Home Depot to buy a 2x4?
So, okay, to have a mental picture for the people at home. If he bought a 2x4, that's an actual practical piece of wood that you could do something with. But Ben Shapiro, being the galaxy brain guy that he is, he has like, yeah, it's like a 1x10. And this thing is so fucking wide, and he got them to bag it up in a fucking Home Depot plastic bag, being just absolutely useless. I have the clip of him talking outside the Home Depot store. So let me play that for everyone real quick.
All right, as you can see, I just went shopping at Home Depot. You should do the same. This wood, this board, this magnificent piece of poplar is now mine.
And this is like a board that's halfway covered with a plastic bag. Fucking useless. And he's got on this fucking like tight, like light green shirt or something like that. And
well, you see, because his lawyers told him that's what the working man wears. So he put that on in preparation for this video. I'm surprised he didn't have a flannel yarmulke, to be quite honest.
So, I mean, his shirt, he's like, I'm sure his marketing people are like, look, wear this tight shirt so that your nips are showing, and it'll distract from you being such a short piece of shit. And people might think that you actually have actually done something with, like, actually built something in your life, which I fucking doubt.
Well, I have word. I just got off the phone with Bernie Sanders, representative. He has died. He's been in a coma from the shock of Ben Shapiro buying a piece of wood at Home Depot. He is overwhelmed with, he cannot take being owned in such a spectacular fashion.
Showed
communism is dead forever, and Judeo-Christian values now remain supreme because Ben Shapiro learned what Home Depot was.
Yeah.
But
I this one is weird, man, because at the start of his career, he was good at owning people. Like, he does have that kind of wit where in a quick debate, he can just like own someone really quick. Like his line about boys being in the Boy Scouts, and they're like, where is that written? He goes, it's in the name, Boy Scouts. Like, yeah, that's a quick own. Like that was funny as fuck. And then, I don't know, he became some sort of like, I don't know, he like lost his soul, definitely sold it to someone. And then, yeah, became just pure cringe. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time he actually owned someone. It's been a while.
I like to imagine he's at home with his wife, and his wife is just like, honey, what are you gonna do today? He's reading the morning paper, the Daily Schmeckle, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna own the libs, honey. I'm gonna buy a piece of plywood. That'll show him. Take that, Marxism. And I bought this in because not only is the political association with companies, so that's just retarded in itself, but the fact that Ben Shapiro and so many other conservatives think that this is their own, it just blows my mind with how out of touch with reality they are.
There weren't very many people that did think that this was an owning moment, but they were out there. And
I saw a few, yeah.
Like, I don't even know where the fuck these people are at. Yeah, who gives a shit? Literally, who gives a shit? And he should have bought like some oak, something that wasn't poplar. Like that is the wackest wood out there. It is like structural cheap ass wood. And I was a bench carpenter for years when I was locked up. So I worked with a lot of wood, and yeah, the poplar is the bullshit that they fill furniture with that you can't see. Anything you can see, you make like red oak or maple or some kind of walnut, like, cedar, like anything. And, oh, this fucking guy.
Well, I guess we can all rest easy now that communism is dead and the traditional Christian right has won. And with that, I think we can get into your topic, Adam.
All right, so we're going to play our favorite game. Okay, so I'm going to give you a headline as normal, and you got to guess the outlet.
All right.
Parents outraged over Nickelodeon segment that teaches kids about environmental racism. Nothing is sacred. All right, who do you think wrote that?
Oh, that sounds like The Blaze. Is it The Blaze?
Man, you are not far off. It's Fox.
Oh, man.
So they're saying that they're trying to like indoctrinate the kids with propaganda, and the amount of butthurt from this is pretty damn funny, because it's the explanation as to why this article exists is very easy. Honky ass Whitey don't like being called racist. It's just that simple. They're like, they're indoctrinating this. You can't teach people about things like this. Now, it is a phenomenon that exists. It is something that's a problem, but the explanations are somewhat straightforward. There is a tinge of racism that exists historically about where they put these dumps and how all this shit works. But really what this is about is they, like, where they have these dumps and where there's like environmental problems, these things people know that these things exist, so they're cheaper, so poor people live there. And you know, the like poverty hits a lot of minorities a lot harder, which is why they're there more. It's just that simple. But you can't even like point these things out. You can't have any type of nuance about this at all without these people just fucking reeing, going like, "Don't talk about this to the kids. Think of the children."
I personally, I think we thought of the children too much, quite frankly. And we need to start thinking of the cool people that can drink and do drugs.
Yeah. Like when I was a kid, we talked about environmentalism, and it was a bunch of very selfish eco-terrorists, Captain Planet and the Planeteers. These motherfuckers would come in, cause tornadoes, burn shit down, summon up some blue guy to like punch everybody and then break all these buildings down. And they would fly there in their like eco plane that ran off of the pollution or something like that in the environment, and wouldn't share this technology with anybody else. Some of these people were the most self-righteous fucking assholes on the planet and caused so much property damage. This is an amazing show.
Here's also what I don't like about this. The people writing this think of the children piece. These guys are the boomers that ruined the economy for generations to come. So where the fuck do you get off telling me to think of the children? Where were you when you're doing your reverse mortgage bullshit because you saw an ad that Tom Selleck told you it was a good thing, and like, alright, I guess I better fuck up my entire lineage because Magnum PI told me to do so. Fuck you, you boomer piece of shit. Think of the children.
Yeah. Some of the quotes in this article are great. Like, remember the good old days when the network just aired Salute Your Shorts, Hey Dude, Rugrats, and The Adventures of Pete and Pete, Rocko's Modern Life, and didn't peddle this left-wing drivel. Sad. Truly sad. Like, really? Like, this environmentalism, like, bullshit has been around like since I can remember. Like Fern Gully was a thing. They were always trying to push this shit on kids and like act like recycling is going to make a fucking difference or something like that. And
oh, dude, my grandma still does it. So when I throw plastic in the garbage, right? Because I don't believe in recycling, because I'm a red-blooded American. And what she'll do is she'll take the plastic out of my garbage and then take it home with her and put it in her recycling. So it's really ingrained in this boomer demographic that recycling matters.
Yeah, and really, if you want actual environmental change, it has to come from legislation and basically compelling large companies to act right and rein in their usage. They make up the overwhelming majority of all the pollution that actually goes out there. I think the general populace is it's less than 10% of all any type of environmental pollution that gets out there. So trying to guilt people into recycling is such a waste of time. I remember I felt like such a genius when I was in middle school. I had just thrown some shit away that was right next to the recycling can, and I can't remember this chick's name, but some chick that ended up becoming a cheerleader got onto me. She's one of those real goody two shoe people. She's like, "Oh my god, that's supposed to be recycled," and I'm like, "If they want it, they know where they can find it."
When I first started Tinder, it used to be, it doesn't exist anymore, thank God, but it used to be girls that would put shit in their bio, like, I don't date guys that don't recycle. And I'm like, what kind of psychopath are you that you're asking every human you meet in this world if they recycle or not? Like, that's the first thing that comes through your head.
Yeah, I'm glad she's got her priorities straight. More along the lines of be like, hey, do you have massive credit card debt? There's more important things to worry about, especially in an interpersonal relationship. Don't look at me. I've been around some kind of hippie-ish people in my past. As I was kind of I guess you call it a rock and roll gangster or something like that. I was a hippie, but I was a gangster at the same time. And so I'd be around a lot of obnoxious white broads that'd be into that kind of thing, but they would never try to get on to me about it because the first time I started talking shit about their crystals, they knew that you weren't going to be able to just say anything without me cracking a joke at you. That also, on the flip side of this, it is kind of annoying that they're just making some sort of informative segment about this shit, because really these kids don't give a fuck. They just want to watch SpongeBob. Hey, teacher, leave these kids alone. And then also everyone else shut the fuck up. And if they do insist on doing this shit, just fucking ignore it. How hard is this shit? It's really not that big a deal. Also, if you're so fragile about your ideas that you're worried about other people talking to your kids about it and having to explain yourself, then fucking sack up. Come on. Quit being a little bitch about this shit. Okay, so about this chick giving me shit for not recycling. I was in middle school and I had thrown something away that could be recycled. And this chick was like, "Oh, you could have recycled that." And I was like, if they want it, they can go find it. They know where it is. They can go get it. I knew that recycling was bullshit because they are not mining garbage. They're not diving into the dumps and getting all this shit. It's really not worth it.
Well, I looked at it from a lazy minimalist perspective, and it's like, I'm not going to have 2 cans to throw my garbage in. That's fucking stupid. It's going to be 1 can for the garbage.
And then they want you to rinse out these cans and shit like that too. I'd say the coolest thing I ever saw that came out of some garbage, a dude had a fuckload of aluminum cans and he melted them all down into a big molten pot of aluminum, and he poured it in an ant mound and dug it up, and that thing looked fucking cool. That was fucking sick.
That does sound pretty cool. So I think what we've learned is if you want to kill communism, buy shitty plywood, and if you recycle, you hate black people.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You better shop at Home Depot, otherwise they'll win. That's Lowe's right there. Don't go to Lowe's. Go to Home Depot.
The Kremlin would want you to go to Lowe's. That's why their vests are red.
All right. What you want to get out of some topics and get into the voicemails? We got a lot of voicemails, actually.
Hell yeah, buddy. Let's get into it.
All right. Let's play some voicemails here. So if you want to give us a call, please do so at 281-747-6015. Here's the first voicemail of the week.
Hey guys, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot of people disagreeing with this stance. I'm going to say there's enough shit going on right now that who gives a shit about the fucking rigged court case? Yeah, I say rigged. The fucking Chauvin case is rigged. We all know it's rigged. The fucking jurors were obviously bullied into their decision by the fucking rioters outside the courthouse. That can happen. It's called jury tampering. Anybody pretending otherwise is just a fucking asshole. Anyway, those motherfuckers are gonna riot no matter what. Anyway, they want free shit, and I get that. I like free shit. Free shit's cool. Anyway, I'm gonna say who gives a shit about that. I want to pay attention to other shit. By the way, I call enough. You guys ought to invite me on the show, Captain Blackbread. And you can contact me, bloodhound710@gmail.com. It's just an email. I really don't care who else emails me. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Who gives a shit?
Well,
We will look into putting you on the show.
You threw it out there. Might as well reach out.
Yeah. I'm going to quote Dick Masterson because I steal a lot of Dick Masterson's content. I think he put it best. A criminal died and a cop is in jail, so everybody wins.
My take on it is that I think they ran that trial for a very particular reason, because they knew that they were going to have to convict this guy. It became too big. There were so many riots and so much damage done. They had to. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ran it that way on purpose, just so it can get overturned on appeal. Because that is weird to not sequester the jury like that in something that's public, and to have it in Minnesota. Like there is a lot of weird fuckery around it, and it became such a political topic that I did stop caring. Like I cared, but then again I didn't. I was kind of surprised to see that a cop actually got convicted, because that is usually not how it goes. But anyone that's like, oh no, that wasn't this cop's fault. I mean, I saw the video. Come the fuck on, man. There's like, get fucking real. But we'll have to reach out to this guy.
I was surprised though.
See where we're at.
There wasn't any Johnny Cochran type rhyme. You know, I think the plaintiff should have came up with something like, you see the knee, don't set him free, something like that. There should have been some kind of rhyme to go with this trial, and I'm very disappointed that there was not a rhyme.
Yeah. I kind of am too. Something to remember it by. But no, the world didn't get that. It's unfortunate. All right, let's play the. Oh fuck! On a little side note, damn you, CJ. Every time I fucking hear anything about a riot or a peaceful protest or something like that, now I just think get in the zone, auto zone, because of that fucking joke you cracked, and I can't get it out of my fucking mind. Fuck you, CJ. Fuck you.
What's up, guys? It's Flo Euphoria.
Hey, Flo.
I just wanted to call in because I had something weighing heavy on my heart. Guys, I unintentionally, on purpose, manslaughter, murdered somebody, and I pre-planned it. It happened so spontaneously. I just didn't know. It just happened, and, you know, he was on a lot of drugs at the time, but everything just happened so fast with all of the forethought and planning that I put into it. I improvised everything that happened when I accidentally, intentionally, on accident, murdered somebody. And now I just don't know what I'm going to do. My sentencing's coming up and I'm going to get, I got triple guilty. Guys. Triple guilty. What do I do?
Oh man. So the justice system is fucking weird with this shit sometimes. Like I've seen dudes get hit with distribution charges where they catch them, being a hub to distribute drugs, and then they're going to hit them with like possession charges too. And then every other little charge they can try to pin on it just to see what they can get to stick. And I was surprised to see everything stick to Chauvin, because that's what he's talking about. It's a good bit, though. That is a good bit.
But just out of curiosity, how do cops fare in prison?
Oh, they don't. There was a cop in jail when I was in intake, and this dude was wearing his like support the police shirt and shit like that. And this dude was fucked up. Like, he was drunk as shit. Like, I don't know what this dude had to do to get thrown in jail, being a cop, but he was wearing like a shirt that like let everyone know that he was a cop. And the cops saw him and actually dragged his ass out, turned his shirt inside out, and put him back in there. And I was like, woof, woof. At that point, no one really did anything. But there was a cop that was in ADSEG over, I can't remember what this dude did. This was in Ramsey too, but he was a cop that had eventually got convicted of something. And he had credible threats against his life where they threw him in administrative segregation and they wouldn't let him out because it probably would have fucking beat his ass over whatever the fuck he did. There's a few people like that in lockup.
Well, there is one last thing I want to say about this Chauvin case is that let us all think of Mrs. Chauvin, because now that her husband is gone to jail for the rest of his life, she doesn't have anyone to beat her. And I'm sure she's just beside herself over that. Now, hopefully, ideally, we would wish that one of the members of the department takes over on those duties. We can only hope.
She was probably getting some beatings on the side from some of his buddies anyway.
In a good world, that's what I would like to believe.
Fuck. Well, all right, let's play the next voicemail here.
And that's when I said, it's not Charlie Sheen, that's Crippled Jesus. Oh, hey guys, how you doing? I just want to say keep up the great work. You have amazing guests, and that's it. I have no anecdotes. I'm not super fucking stoned right now, so I'm sure I'll get stoned
cooler if you were.
This fuck later at the call. But, have a great day. That's it. Amazing work. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Huh. Well, that was nice.
I too think we have great guests, and we'll have more to come for sure.
No, absolutely. We got some. There's plenty of buzz and interest on there. It's a matter of just getting scheduling right and actually nailing it down. So there's more to come. All right, let's play our last voicemail of the week.
Much like Nancy Pelosi, I too would like to say thank you, George Floyd, for your sacrifice. I'm ready, boys.
What the fuck? Oh, damn.
Oh,
Well, that's all our voicemails, everyone. Again, follow us on Twitter at WGA Shit Show, and also sign up for our Patreon at WGAshitshow.com. Or at patreon.com/@WGA Shit Show. We got 4 tiers. If you join the $2 tier, we have a video recording of our recording process, and we post that right after we get done. If you're a $5 patron, you get a bonus episode, the Cripples and Convicts show, and also an invite to our Discord with a special role. If you're a $10 patron, we're either going to have some prison stories, some tales from the short bus, or a movie commentary. And then if you are not an ableist, that's the $20 tier, in which case we will accommodate you. We'll figure something out. We'll listen to what you have to say.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, you got anything you want to plug there, CJ?
No, I have to try to shit out this football again, so I'm gonna go ahead and quickly end the show.
All right. Be sure to check out our friends at NFHC Podcast. I was on the latest episode. It was a good time. Randy from The Rich Dickman Show threw up everywhere. Fantastic show. Absolutely great. Well, I think that's all we got for this week. So, see you.
Stay horny.